with the 42 minutes. We should be out of here pretty quickly.
For the microphone or none, or does it matter? Microphone?
Yeah.
Great. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things. One, just to thank all of you for coming and all of your service, those that serve on the commission, the internal board, and are actually working hard to make a difference in this community. It really is important work that we're doing. I also want to thank Raquel and her team, Denise and Holly and Shauna and Michelle for actually doing a wonderful job of putting this together and the day-to-day work that they do. It really is important work for us. We have a talented staff, and they're just reflective of that. The other thing, just to talk a little bit briefly about, from the city organization, at least from my perspective, what I think we're trying to do in some of these things. And if you're on city staff, you've heard some of this before, but I really believe that we move towards that which we believe to be true. And really what that means is that the strongest idea, the strongest thought that we have in our mind, our subconscious can't help itself but try to make that happen or make that true, and looks for ways to reconcile that and actually accomplish whatever it is we have the strongest belief in our individual or collective mind. So we move towards that which we believe to be true. Not magic, it's just the way our brains work. And I think one of the things in this community that I've found over the last couple of years is we do spend a lot of energy trying to ensure that our worst fears don't occur. And part of that is just over time, we have gotten in our mind that we need to prevent the worst fears that we have. And so if I believe Juan is trying to do something which I don't really think is right or believe in, what I'll do is I'll spend a lot of time trying to prevent that from happening. One of the things that we're trying to do internally in the organization and spread out into the community is to focus on what are the best outcomes that we're trying to achieve and focus and spend our energy on doing that. And it's a completely different way, or a different way of thinking about what we're trying to accomplish. And a couple ways we're doing that are through a series of listening sessions that we've had through the last year. Chief Kearns and his staff have done several of those with a variety of folks. Some of you have been engaged in listening sessions with Bob Chadwick and various staff. Some of you may be engaged over the next 3 days. We're having some listening sessions around Envision Eugene and the planning process and land use. All of that is trying to do a couple things. One is to help us think about our best outcomes rather than our worst fears. And two, build the trust through listening, through understanding, building trust to where now we can sit down and have a conversation together where we can actually talk about, Carol, how we achieve our best outcomes, not how you and I are trying to prevent our worst fears from occurring.
Absolutely, John.
And so that's what we're trying to do internally in the organization, both when we talk about diversity and equity and access, when we talk about land use, when we talk about community-police relationships. All of those kinds of things are really trying to change the conversation from worst fears, best outcomes, and what we put in our collective minds is the goals and objectives that we can move towards. Those things that we believe to be true, we will move towards those individually and collectively. So that's just the perspective of what we're trying to do in the organization. But thank you very much for coming tonight. Have a terrific evening, and hang in there with us.